All right, this morning was a nice descent. I took it easy, relaxed, because now I'm heading to Dragon's Tooth. 5.6 miles, and I'm pretty certain it's all up. The trail is covered. So I'm pretty sure I hit 700 miles today. 700 miles on day 70. Pretty cool. So it did rain last night, but not too bad. Just little bits here and there. My gear is wet. It's really humid. It's supposed to rain most of the day. I'm not sure if it's going to or not, but I'm going up and it is really humid. So I'm gonna put my phone away just in case. I wanna make sure that it works when I get to the top so I can take pictures there. Well, it hasn't all been up and it is starting to sprinkle. But I've been having so many thoughts this morning and I thought I would share at least one. It's a quote from Nicole Antoinette, who is also a thru-hiker and backpacker. She said, "I want to make my future self grateful and my past self proud." And thinking about making my future self grateful, it just means that the actions that I do today are things that I will benefit from in the future, as well as in the moment, of course. And that came to mind because I was thinking about how these last few days I've been getting up a little bit earlier and getting on trail a little earlier. And partially that's because the sun comes up earlier and I wake up with the birds. But I also feel like I'm not exhausted anymore, and that's making a big difference. And I'm thinking that maybe this will be an opportunity when the weather is not spitting on me to bring my yoga practice back in the morning. And that is something that would make my future self grateful. Look at this orange. I made it up to my first little ridge walk. I think I'm coming out to some ledges just like yesterday, and I'm glad that it's not downpouring. It is sprinkling a little bit, but the dilemma is if I put on my rain gear, I'll be sweating and getting wet from the inside. Or I can just walk in sprinkles and get a little damp from the outside. I'm choosing to get damp from the outside. As I climb around the rocks, I had to stop. There are like half a dozen lady slippers. There's 3 there. And then look at over here. There's like a whole bunch. I've never seen that before. Usually when I see them, they're all by themselves. I love the contrast of the moss on the rocks, especially after the rain. It just really stands out. There it is, mile 700. This has been such a cool hike this morning. As I mentioned before, my 2 forms of water are ice and fog. My phone doesn't like it though. It's coming down a bunch of rocks and there's a view. Well, sort of. But I think these are the kind of views I'm gonna get today. And that goes along with a thought that I've been having. And it goes back to the other day when I was talking about maximizers and satisficers. And I tend to be the former, wanting to maximize every situation. And that can get me into some disappointment and decision fatigue. For example, you know, when I was coming across Max Patch, I was a little disappointed that I didn't get there at sunrise. But the truth is, I got to see, I think it was like 9 o'clock or something, got to see the 9 o'clock experience. And if I had been there at sunrise, I wouldn't have seen that. And you guys remember the deer that I saw? So I'm thinking about that on my way to Dragon's Tooth. Yeah, as I mentioned, I've been here 3 times before, and I've seen all different experiences. And today I'm probably not going to get a view of anything but fog. And yet, I don't think I've had that experience yet. I haven't had the Dragon's Tooth in the fog experience. So I'm really excited. I'm excited that I get to have that today. And views like this. All right. Are you ready, folks? Let's go down and see Dragon's Tooth in the fog. There's a big rock. I'll see if I remember to post a picture of what it was like last time I was here, although I don't know if I saw it on my phone. But you see that rock in front of me? That one that's pointy? I do have a picture of me on the top of that. So I'll see if I can remember to put that. But this is Dragon's Tooth. Big giant rocks in the fog. A lot of times people hang out here, eat their lunch, that kind of thing. There's usually a view. Not so much today. And then if you come over here, there's another view. Not today. Here's that rock that I climbed and sat on top. So you can start to climb up, right up through here. You go up to that path and then climb that ridge all the way up. And when you get on top, you can see the valley that you would see in through here. Yeah. So that is it, my friends. Dragon's Tooth in the fog. And I have 3 miles to go. Hopefully, it won't pour on me. Because a lot of it is on rock. I'll show you where they put the rebar in and that kind of stuff. So to keep it safe, it would be nice if it's not like a downpour. This is the rebar. You step down, and this is the rocks. To give you a better idea, this is what I came down. And now I'm going to go down there and across and over. So I only showed a snippet of that last mile of rocks, but you could see some of the areas are really, really steep. And it did start to rain. And so it's raining, I've got my shell on, I'm sweating, but I'm trying to stay kind of dry. But that rocky section made me want to give another shout out to my friends in New Hampshire and the White Mountain Wanderers, who not only showed me the beauty of the mountains, taught me how to climb the rock, and then spent lots of time with me as I build up the strength to go up and down those rock steps. I definitely use that today. So thanks, friends. Coming up to the hostel now. Can't believe I was here like 6 years ago on one of my backpacking trips. I've heard it's really different. Let's find out. What I remember most about my experience here last time was the shower. I was such a new hiker, and there were no towels. And it was one of those fiberglass shower stalls and not really put together. And I remember drying myself off with a sock and kind of coming out dirtier than when I went in. I'm at the hostel and I made a quick lunch out of some shredded chicken, sun-dried tomatoes, some lettuce, and wraps. These are all items I found in the hiker kitchen. Saying goodnight from the hostel. I know it's dark, but there's lots of people in the hostel, and I feel funny about videoing there, and so I will catch you up on the happenings of the day. This is Four Pines Hostel, and it's been a very interesting stay. Lots of fun people, and so I spent most of my day eating food and getting a really bad resupply at a gas station and chatting with fellow hikers. Not sure what tomorrow will bring. I'm planning on heading out, but it's going to rain, and so McAfee Knob is next, and I'd like to have a view. Not sure if I'm going to get that. Stay tuned.